Hi, my name is Thajba Najeeb, and really is an honor to be here and for you guys to visit me, to have this interview. Thank you, I really appreciate it. It is a blessing to have this, and let's start from the beginning. So I am Bahraini, born and brought up in Bahrain long time ago, and have enjoyed every part of being Bahraini with roots of Pakistani. And now it's sort of coming out in my artworks, and it's coming out in my personality, my outlook on life, and this beautiful adaptation of so many things that's happening, and subsequently it is my visual expression that we're having here. So my arts career, actually I am a bachelor's in fine arts, actually in interior design, and thought that was my calling for the longest time, until I realized I didn't just want to be a painter on a wall, or someone to ask me for advice on what color should I paint my wall, or does this match with this. I felt I was losing my creative soul, and that window of creativity was closing, and this invisible box was getting formed, and I hated it because I didn't have a say. Not that I regretted not having a say. I didn't get a chance to express anything, and I worked for a very long time in that field, and then I realized that I wanted to go back to the basics, which is teaching art. I love it. I love teaching art. I opened my studio space with my sister, and now as an artist I have just like exploded. When I hit 30, I won't tell you how old I am, but when I hit 30, it was like I decided I wanted to dedicate myself for growth, and I did that through art. So yeah, that's where that came from. I've always been inclined to art, so it's false when I say it started at 30. Actually, it started a lot younger. I grew up in a household where arts was always present. There was poetry, ghazal, music, song, dance, performances. My father and my mother were great promoters for the arts and bringing Pakistani arts to Bahrain. And I remember we used to stay awake till 4 in the morning, and we used to hear these poets sit in our house and talk. So there was always this atmosphere of a gathering that revolved around the arts, having a cup of tea. You know, so these things I find very precious. And then as I grew older, it's not that they left me. I sort of put them to the side and then went into interior design. But then when my calling came as an artist, it was like this burst. And recently, in the last like maybe 4 years, I have had this amazing love affair, and my love affair is with Lahore in Pakistan. And initially it started as a search for my father. My father passed away when I was really young, and you know, I always wanted to find him. I felt lost. There's so many years when I grew up, he was so sick that I never remembered happy moments. I always remembered him very sick. So obviously when I wanted to find him, I wanted to find his youth. Like, people always tell me when your father was young, he was like this, and he was handsome, and when he walked, people would, you know, like he was trustworthy. He was this. I could not understand where that came from. So I went to Lahore with my mother, and I said, I need to find Dad. And I remember sitting on the side of the street, and I remember sketching, and my mom would sit and say, like, what's wrong with you? People are going to look at you and you're sketching on the road. And I said, it's okay, Mom. I want to see this. So I started this love affair that's just growing, and it's like, initially it was I wanted to find my father. Then I went to taking Lahore out of its negativity, and I wanted people to like remember the sounds, the birds chirping, the smell on the streets, you know, they're cooking like fresh food, and the chickens and the cows, and you know, and my parents grew up in Old Lahore, so that's why a lot of my paintings are based on Old Lahore, the 12 gates, you know, originally. So when I started from there, it went on to this day series, and I have a night series, and in my night series I wanted to capture the nightlife, but not the scary nightlife. Everyone's so afraid of these things. I wanted to capture the fluorescent lights, the hustle bustle that still happens when the lights are out. And then from there, I have recently started integrating Bahrain in my love affair. growing up as a Pakistani Bahraini has been really hard, and there have been so many times where you feel unaccepted by both, and it's very harsh to admit these things and very harsh to say it, but I mean, at the end of the day, it's a personal feeling, and I never had problems growing up. So it's not like, oh, I was shunned. No, it was not like that. I have a very happy life, alhamdulillah. But you know, like, it was always a feeling like, you know, when I went to Pakistan, they always knew I was not from Pakistan, and then when I went to Bahrain, they would see from my face she's not from Bahrain. So you just end up like stuck in the middle of two worlds. So now I've decided that instead of like shunning both my worlds, I'm going to start merging them. So my new works are like this complete like connection, visual connection that I'm having between my buildings of Lahore and the old buildings of Bahrain. So I'm starting to create these souk scenes that honestly, between you and me, I don't even know where Bahrain starts and where Lahore ends, or vice versa. It's a beautiful connection to see how these architectural these empires are still connected, and we feel that they're so far apart, but they're connected. So now that's where that's coming through. So honestly, I give a lot of credit to my father, but I don't give enough credit to my mother. You know, alhamdulillah, she's still here with us, and there are a lot of times I find myself arguing with her about Bahrain, and that's just because she's there to argue with me. It's a nice argument, but I did find it recently. I got it was funny, like all of a sudden acceptance happened, acknowledgement, you know, the things that you desire to have, and it was nice because I no longer felt alienated. You know, there's a beautiful art society that's budding in Bahrain, and people are like just finding a place to express, and that's what I want to have. I want my studio to be that expression. I want people to come together, and that's what I recently started feeling in Bahrain. People want to talk, so that opening just automatically made me love it. We are all people of habit at the end of the day. So when we find something that's so recognizable, we like can relate to it on so many levels. And it's not just, they're like moments of our past, are these memories in our life, you know, and then when we can connect them all together, like you know, for me, like we used to go to Lahore every summer. We used to stay in my uncle's house, you know, and every summer it was the same routine, but it never got boring. You know, it was never boring. It was so exciting. And then to find those elements and find them in Bahrain, it's this connection that is in one plane. Like there's no separation anymore. I've always told myself I want to be the face of color. Always. Like I've always been like color, color, color. People always, I find the hardest challenge with black and white. And I will sketch in black, but for painting, it's my biggest battle, my greatest fear, if I put it as that. But all my life, like I can't say these colors are in any form related to any city, but they're me. Like I only see in color. I breathe in color, my clothes, my outfits. I am that person who looks out in the sun, in the garden, and the sun is shining, and I say, if pink and yellow are together all the time, why can't they be pink and yellow on my paintings? Yeah, that's the type of person I am. I don't restrict myself in color combos, because I don't feel like the world has color combos. The earth obviously doesn't, but all the colors exist, all the colors of the spectrum. So I get, the brighter the colors, the more they entice me. They like invite me, and I want my viewers, I want whoever's like looking at my works to see the spirit of me. Not just like, it's not an artwork, it's not a commercial piece, it's a spirit. So each one of you, when they look at my work, you're looking at me in my most vulnerable form, as me as an artist, naked almost, you know, because this is what I am. 2 years ago I had an exhibition in Karachi, and believe it or not, for the first like 20 minutes I was silent. I was silent, and I was terrified because everyone was seeing me for the first time, and I was naked. Like my paintings were there, like they were looking at me, they were looking at my works, critically. They weren't looking at me first, they were looking at my works. So I felt very, very small and very scared. But half an hour later, I just, took a few breaths. I said, it's fine. Criticism in any form is best for me to grow as an artist, especially. So took it forward, and alhamdulillah, it went really well. I have always tried, like I've been asked to do black and white paintings. I have recently started a white on white painting. I recently had a workshop with an artist. His name is Mr. Asad Faruqi, and he's an NCA, he's a professor of arts in NCA in Lahore. And he visited Bahrain, and we had a workshop here with him. And he told me, he said, you have, like he tapped me on my shoulder and he said, shabash, which means well done. It was like one of those endearing moments. He said, you have truly grown as an artist. And he saw me 2 years ago. So first of all, like I was on cloud 9 because I was like, oh my God, an artist has recognized me, But then he gave me my biggest challenge. He said, paint a painting and make it white on white. Oh my God. It took me, like I sat and looked at this canvas for hours, white on white, and I have it. And and I will show it to you, but it has been, like I worked on it for one day, and then I tucked it away and I said, it's too scary for me right now. Simultaneously, I worked on these paintings. So it was nice because where I couldn't take my color out on this one, I took it out on another painting. But I want to challenge myself because that's the only way I see myself moving forward. So, because that's what we are here, right? We're teachers and we're students all our lives. I'm going to be learning all my life, and I always want to learn. The day I stop learning, that means I've lost my skill as an artist. I want to, like, and I enjoy these workshops. I enjoy artists. I enjoy sitting and learning from them. Whether you're a taught artist or an untaught artist, these things don't mean anything to me. I am a taught artist, but that means nothing to me if you have no desire to move forward and your ego comes in. I always say each one of us is an artist. We just haven't found our way of expression. Whether your expression is visual, whether your expression is dance, whether it's poetry, whether it's writing, song. I mean, these are all forms of art expression. So I do not believe you need formal training, because before all that formal training comes your passion. And if you don't have passion for it, then there's no desire. You can have all the formal training, but it can't. You won't succeed because you won't have the passion and desire to push you through it. So, I mean, my sister is finance, but she has amazing talents in some of the mediums that I can't tackle, and vice versa. Like, so we sit together, and it's nice because where I think I fall short in oil paints all the time. That is a medium I tackle, and I'm very afraid of it. But she's phenomenal in it. Not because she's taught in a school, she's self-taught. She practiced and she had the dedication. So if you have that dedication, that's where your first and foremost your education starts for arts. I've always tried to find that line where work and passion, there's no separation between work and passion. And doing what I love, I finally found that. I teach in the daytime. I teach in Ibn Khaldun, and then in the afternoon I teach here and I work. And I have created this world that revolves around my passion, and my work is my passion in this sense. So what I'd say to all artists, all inspiring artists in any form, you have to have that drive and that passion to go forward. When we are looking for something, you shouldn't be looking for recognition. You shouldn't be looking for money, because these are superficial things. They'll disappear. We're looking for a connection with the world and to become more self-aware. So once you become those things, then you can automatically start developing this amazing passion that goes into work. So hopefully that's the way you go forward.